Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's California EDD Unemployment Q&A Live. We'll be talking about the reopen claim button. If you are someone that got the DNCP notice, we'll be talking about the Golden State stimulus, AOC's proposal to extend unemployment benefits, and whatever else you guys want information on this morning. I hope everybody's having a good Sunday. Yeah. So my first question is from one of my members on the channel, and she wanted to know if she received Social Security income, SSI, and she also worked, would she be eligible for the Golden State Stimulus 2 payment? And yes, you should. Um, Also, guys, don't worry if you haven't received that yet. So, the article that I read said that they're expecting to send out about 9 million payments. I don't know how many they sent out, not for the Golden State Stimulus 1, but the first round of the Golden State Stimulus 2 payments. But they only sent out 2 million this past Friday. And so that's just a drop in the bucket of the 9 million that they're expecting to send out. And I think that the first round of the Golden State Stimulus 2 was fewer people than the second round. But there's still a lot of people that they haven't sent those payments to. They're doing it by the last 3 digits of your zip code. I don't know like which zip codes they've worked their way through yet. So I was just sharing like what bank I use because I know a lot of people want to know that. Wells Fargo, who I only use for checking because you guys know I use Yada Savings Bank for my savings, but Wells Fargo is notoriously slow. Like their direct deposits don't seem to hit as quickly as other banks, but it doesn't really have to do with what bank you're banking with, but your zip code. Anyway, yes. So your adjusted gross income on your taxes needs to be between $1 and $75,000. SSI recipients, if that was their only source of income, wouldn't get the Golden State Stimulus payment the Golden State Stimulus 2 payment because they should have received um, the Golden State Grant, which is $600 for people on SSI or SSP. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to jump into your questions in the chat. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And guys, if you have a pending payment with the EDD, I normally share my claimer link. Someone told me the other day that my claimer link is broken. I'm trying to get that fixed. So, if you do use my link, let me know if it works for you or not. But I don't think I'm going to drop it in chat today like I do sometimes. Um, yeah, and the EDD is open today. Oh, before I jump into your questions, I do want to talk about people that got the DNCP notice and that are expecting to move on to their new claim. You guys are wanting to know when you can certify under the DNCP program. In the past, the reopen claim button has been a glitch, but if you are expecting to be rolled over onto the DNCP program, go ahead and hit that reopen claim button. That's the information that I'm getting. And then after you hit reopen claim, then you should be given your dates to certify under the deferred. I always want to call it delayed. It's the deferred new claim program. I'm sorry, I sound all raspy. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't wake up that long ago. So I need some coffee. While I drink coffee, if you guys would like the video, that'd be great. Joel says, I think unemployment should still exist because of the gap of employment. I took my drug test last week for a positive and won't be working until HR gets the results. 2 weeks so far without wages. Yes. And Joel, I think it was you. So I shared just some of the reasons last night. And I also want to say thank you to you guys. I posted a video um, about AOC wanting to extend unemployment benefits, and she's introduced a bill that would do that. And basically, it's a really simple bill. It would just take out the old language and put in the new language. And I publicly shared why I think unemployment benefits should still continue. And I know that AOC is a pretty polarizing politician. A lot of people don't like her, and that's fine. Um, But I went publicly and shared the reasons why I think people should still get unemployment benefits because I'm starting to see an awful lot in my comments. It's time to go back to work. The free ride is over. Just get a job. And I only listed two examples. You guys should check that video out. I'm really proud of the thumbnail. I feel like I'm getting better at this whole like YouTube thing. Um, but that's another reason that maybe they should have tapered people off instead of just cutting it suddenly. So as Joel points out, people have been looking for work now for a long time, and he has a job offer, but he can't start for 2 weeks until he passes the test. Um, and then normally you're not gonna get paid that same day at most companies. So he's going to have to wait another 2 weeks for a paycheck. And by then, it's long enough to get behind. If your credit is good, and this is something that I'm going to start talking about, if your credit is good and you are good with managing credit, look up opening credit cards, new credit cards that have good points offers with 0% interest rates. Maybe that can buy you some time to keep current on your bills until you get your first paycheck. But there's actually a lot of reasons why I think it should still continue. If unemployment, this is from Siegel, if unemployment somehow extended and we are still required to do job searches, what happens if we didn't do searches between September 6th to when it's reinstated? Make up places we looked? Well, you guys know that I would never encourage you to make up places. And w- at this point, and Siegel, I know you're back to work, but you're asking on behalf of others, or you're about to start your new job. But, I would maybe still recommend keeping track, and I don't know if you guys would have heard this on one of my previous lives. I actually I had to list those job searches my whole time almost on unemployment, except for the last month or so. It always said, "And I must search for work." So I was always listing 3 places. Well, not at the beginning because you only have to list 1, like, your first 26 weeks. Anyway, um I was listing those 3 places, and I wasn't exactly keeping track. I was listing it on my UI online page so I could look back, but it got to a point where I was like, "Did I apply at the Toyota car dealership or have I not applied there?" So it's at some point, if the job struggle gets really bad, like, if you guys are anything like me, you might not remember where you applied and where you haven't, so you might wanna keep track anyway so that you, know not to apply to the same place twice in a row. Yeah, so maybe still keep track, that way you'll have that if it is retroactive. That's a good question. Okay, hi, Maribel. Prince Ali says, in the scenario where unemployment is extended, won't all of our claims have that reopen button because we haven't certified for weeks? Is that hard to fill out? No, it's not hard to fill out. It is almost like reapplying though. Um so yeah, but it's not really that hard. And I know it's hard to get through to the EDD, but if they were to do that, you could call and have the EDD customer service reps walk you through the process on the phone with you. Okay. Hi, Miss Mommy. Hi, Lil Rambo. Hi, Rosa. How do I get the 3,000 for training? I'm not sure about that program. I can say that the EDD has a training program, but you needed to have signed up for that in your first 16 weeks of receiving unemployment benefits. And what that does is it allows you to like essentially get that training and still collect benefits. So I'm not sure if that's the same program you're talking about. Now, those of you who are on the deferred new yeah, I said it right this time, the deferred new claim payment program, that's considered a whole new claim. So if you're in your first 16 weeks of that program, then you would be able to sign up for their training program. Hi, Michael. You certified today for your remaining $11. All right. Well, I know you're back to work and I know you're trying to still work part-time for Jenny. So um welcome to the club, Michael, of reaching the end of your claim. All right. Ben says, it's nice AOC is trying to extend unemployment. I probably will not benefit from it because I'm already working. I'm sure I'll be smacked with excessive earnings every week after September 6th. Yeah, that could be, but that's a good problem to have in this economy to have a job. I hope you are liking your new job. And what else do I want to say about that? Um, or you can just stop certifying. If you know that you're going to hit the excessive earnings message, it's okay to just stop certifying. My brain is not working today. I'm not awake. I'm going to go to the gym after this, and then I am going to go visit my mom. Casper Ghost says, I reapplied and got awarded, but log in, it says reopen. Is that a glitch? Yes and no. It really shouldn't be there, but go ahead and hit that. That's what my sources are telling me to do. So go ahead and hit that reopen claim button, and then your dates to certify should populate. Joss says, my balance hit 0, and then randomly I got 5K on my balance, and now it's giving me weeks to certify. If you have weeks to certify, certify for them. What's the worst that can happen is that they're going to pay you. So, maybe you qualified for the DNCP program and you didn't realize. I don't know. But yeah, if it lets you certify, certify. If you know you really shouldn't be receiving benefits, then maybe like don't be too shocked if it gets stuck on pending or not paid or disqualified or one of those things. But certify if you can do it. What's up with DNCP? So a lot of the people that got the DNCP notices are seeing the reopen claim button on when they log on to their EDD UI online homepage. Go ahead and hit that, and then the dates to certify should populate for you. If you don't see the reopen claim button and you can't certify and you are expecting to go on to the DNC program, I probably would go ahead and call the EDD. They are open today. And you guys can try my Claimer link. If you haven't used Claimer already, it would save you $5, but last I checked, it wasn't working. I have emailed them to try and get it working. And I've lost my place in the video. Okay, so I'm going to jump down to Antonio's question at 11:17, and then I'll work my way back up. Oh, Tiara, I'm sorry you're saying it's stressful. Okay. Antonio says, my EDD says you have received all benefits payable to you at this time. You cannot file another California unemployment insurance claim until your current benefit year ends. But I still have months. Yeah. So I saw somebody post in one of the Facebook groups. They opened their unemployment claim in October of 2020. So your benefit year is a whole year. You would not, and this is an example, I don't know when your benefit year is, but you would not be able to even try to file a new claim until October of this year and a couple days after. So like if it were October 31st, if it was Halloween when your claim expires, then you wouldn't really be able to file a claim until November 1st. So you can't file a new claim if you're still within your original benefit year. You're welcome, Joss. I don't know if it's Joss or if it's Josie or if it's Jose. I don't know. Anyway, you're welcome for the answer on your question. I'm going to go ahead and scroll back up. I'm sorry, guys. You guys know when I lose my place, it's a great time to like the video. Okay. Oh, I'm not that far behind. Johnny says, start a new job, guys. I hope you mean Coca-Cola. um, Congratulations on your new job. All right. Andrew took back his message. Mark says, I filed a new claim and it said this: we identified an issue and may need to determine your eligibility or verify your information. If it gives you buttons to verify your information, I would go ahead and click those. If it's not asking you for any information, then I would just wait or give them a call. I hate the EDD. How are we still talking about this a year and a half later? Okay, the Reyes family. Hi. Any update on stimmies or unemployment? By the way, LA Rams, let's go. Yeah. Let's go Rams. And so the stimulus checks, I don't want people to worry if they haven't received them. They were expecting to send out 9 million total. Yesterday, or not yesterday, but Friday, it was about 2 million that went out for the Golden State Stimulus 2. There was an earlier batch of the Golden State Stimulus 2 payments, but I don't think as many went out during the first round of the Golden State Stimulus 2. And remember, that's different than the Golden State Stimulus 1. But if you already got that first payment, you're not expecting a second payment. The $600 is per household, and then it's an additional $500 if you have dependents. But it doesn't matter. Like, you could have 30 dependents and you're still just going to get $500 for all of the dependents. Yeah, not really anything earth-shattering regarding either of those subjects. Miss Mommy says, "You got a letter saying that you owe overpayment, but it was not a letter from the EDD. Instead, an augmentation office in Orange County. Do I think it's legit?" I do. But if you're not sure, right, because there are phishing scams that I don't want anybody to be subject to. PS, there's a lot of fake Shellys on my channel pretending to be me. I'm never going to ask you guys to contact me. If I did do that, it would be in the live. You would hear me and see me saying like, "Hey guys, please contact me." And I'm going to leave my information in the chat. By the way, you guys should all follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. So do follow me there, but I'm never going to ask you to like contact me or direct message me. So anyway, if you're not sure if it's legitimate or not, I would scan a copy over, make a photocopy, take a picture of it, and email your assembly member and be like, "Hey, can you verify that this office is legit for me?" Or you can Google like the address. If you're actually mailing it back to an address that matches up in Google, that should be okay. I don't want to say just call, because of course if you call and it's not, like if they're just pretending, then they'd just be like, "Yeah, that's us." I do think it comes from the Office of Augmentation, though, when you get the overpayment notice. So I do think that's legit, but for your own peace of mind, double verify it. Okay. Lauren says, "Any update on proof of employment for PUA? A rep told me not to do anything because I sent in proof of income in December and it's the same thing for them. Thoughts?" Yeah, so I was actually hoping that. I have not heard any updates on the request for proof of employment, but there were so many people receiving PUA benefits. Now, I'm guessing that the reason why you sent in proof of income, which is different than proof of employment, is because by doing so, you qualified for more than just the base amount of PUA unemployment benefits. So that's why a lot of people sent in income documentation for the PUA unemployment program. So I was actually hoping, it's just a hope, I have not heard anything official, that for the people that already sent in income verification, that maybe you guys won't have to send in proof of employment, because that really would be the same thing. They're going to accept a Schedule C. They're going to accept, even though I haven't seen the official list, definitely those lists are gonna overlap. So I'm hoping that they will only ask for that for the people who are getting the base amount for PUA unemployment benefits and have not already received proof of income. So I hope that what the rep told you is accurate. That would be efficient, it seems like to me, but it's the EDD, so nothing. I'm skeptical that what you got told was correct, but we'll have to wait and see. Veronica says, "After 9/5, I haven't reapplied. Should I reapply, or will that be automatic if we get the extension? Also, if no extension on pandemic money, do we need to reapply for regular EDD?" Um, so if you are on a PUA unemployment claim, and this is really important to understand for anybody considering reopening or filing, or not reopening, reapplying or filing a new claim with the EDD, you're only going to qualify if you had, they call it a lot of different things, but attachment to the workforce since originally opening your claim. So they actually want to see $1,300 of earnings since your benefit year started. But they also want to see some work completed, some attachment to the labor force since originally opening your new claim. And I had to think really long and hard about this. Like, why would someone have $1,300 in the past this would be 12 months. So there's the base period, but then they also wanted you to have earned $1,300 during your claim, and they also want you to have completed some work since opening your original claim. So you would only qualify if you've done some work since you first filed for benefits. And the extension is not looking likely. Like, if this were to happen, if AOC's proposal to give us an unemployment extension till February of 2022, that's what she wants to do, all the programs. Um, it would be a very lengthy process. And Biden has gone on record saying that he thinks it's time for the extra $300 boost to end. He's like, that was always meant to be temporary. And I think it's time to remove that. And that's when he was like, oh, but if the states want to continue the PUA and PUC programs and they have funding to do that, they can use the American Rescue Plan Act money to extend benefits. No states have said that they would do that. And that was kind of his cop out, but that means that even he's not really on board with the extra $300 weekly boost. So that's in AOC's unemployment extension proposal. So they would probably need to negotiate back and forth. Congress is not focused on that right now. They're focused on the infrastructure bill. So they're going to want to get that out of the way before they look at this other bill. I just don't, there's not Republican support for it. Um, if her bill passed in the House of Representatives, then it would need to pass in the Senate. Then the president would need to sign it into law. Then the EDD or wherever your unemployment office is, they would need to update their computer programming system. It would take a really, really long time before we started seeing benefits again, like a really long time. So if you think you'd qualify now, I would recommend reapplying now. Now, there is some things you need to look at your highest base period to make sure that you're maximizing the month that you apply. Like, if you want the month of September of 2019, I think it's like if you want September of 2019, because it goes back 18 months. Anyway, you have to make sure that you're applying the best month. Like, if you have a month of higher wages, because remember, we're about to enter a new base period, October 1st. It's going to look at different wages. So if that would be more beneficial to wait, if your wages were higher in that last quarter, then you might want to wait. But for the most part, I'm going to go ahead and recommend that if you think you'd qualify for a new claim, to go ahead and file a new claim now and not to wait in general. Okay. Sorry, I feel like that was super complicated. Bella says, I believe AOC is all for the people, and for that reason, I love her and what she stands for. I don't like to get like super political on this. I respect everyone's decision, but she's the only one publicly like really fighting for it. I do understand that some other people have backed their support for the bill since I recorded that video, which is great. But I know that, the 26 states that tried to end benefits early are not going to be on board with this. So I do love that she's up there and out there publicly saying that she thinks it needs to be extended. V90 says 922, word is spreading. Take your money out of banks. Why? Oscar says, I don't have to deal with unemployment anymore. Just waiting for my Golden State stimulus. Well, I hope you get it soon. I don't know when the next round is going out, but they have said that for the direct deposits, they expect that the Golden State Stimulus 2 payments will be complete by October 15th. However, if you still haven't filed your taxes for some reason, you have till October 15th to do that. And then it's going to be at least 45 days from when you file your California state taxes in order to receive the Golden State Stimulus 2 payment. So that would take us all the way till December. And then also, they're not planning on mailing paper checks until the beginning of October, is what I'm told. And again, that process of the paper checks is expected to potentially go on through as late as December. So, um, if you received a cash advance when you filed your taxes, or you got like one of those prepaid debit cards from H&R Block or from TurboTax, you would be expecting a paper check. Okay. No, Debbie, the movie business has not picked up. As a matter of fact, we are so slow this weekend. So if you're nervous about going to a crowded movie theater on the weekend, this might be a good weekend to go. It's largely dependent on the movies. I hope that we're busy, like the Sopranos spinoff. What is that? Something about Newark. Anyway, I think that one's gonna be really busy. And that's 2 weekends from now, but we're so slow this weekend. Peter says, a job is a job. Kenneth says, hello, hello. And he says, thumbs up. Are you reminding everybody to give this video a thumbs up? I would love that. Thank you, Michael. V90 says, talk with your city workforce. You got your CDI training paid. Okay, so someone was asking about paid training. Oh, CDL. I don't know what CDL stands for, but check with city workforce and see about training opportunities there for pivoting your careers. Mr. Feathers, who is eligible for the Golden State stimulus? So, what I read on the website is that you needed to have income between $1 and an adjusted gross income between $1 and $75,000. And so it raised the upper income limit. You also needed to have not received the first Golden State stimulus in order to be eligible for the Golden State stimulus too. So if you already got $600 from FTB, Franchise Tax Board, GSS, earlier this year, then you would not be expecting that $600 this time around. However, back then, there was no money for dependents. So if you have adult dependents or children, you would be expecting $500 this time around. It did say on the website that if your income was solely from unemployment benefits, that you would not qualify for the Golden State stimulus program. But I've had plenty of people tell me in the comments, they were like, Shelly, the only money my friend got was from PUA unemployment and they got the Golden State stimulus check. That is different than the information that was on their website as of Friday. But if you get it, they say it's okay. It's different if someone's deceased, but like if you get one in your name, it's okay to spend it, even if you weren't supposed to get it. John Francis, it says my claim ends April 2022. Do I continue? Do I keep certifying every 2 weeks? Yes. That sounds like you're on a regular UI claim. So yeah, until your claim balance hits 0, and then it won't let you certify anymore. It sounds like, I think for people in April, your claim's gonna run out of money if you're not working at all sometime in October. If you're working a little bit, it'll stretch out longer. But yeah, you should be able to certify if you have an end date sometime in 2022, October 2021, whatever your end, if you see an end date on your claim, you can certify until one of 3 things happens. The first is your claim balance reaches 0. Then you would get the maximum benefits paid message. The second is if you return to work full time and you start getting the excessive earnings warning and you no longer qualify for unemployment benefits. And the third is, until your benefit year ends. So whichever comes first, your benefit year ends, you return to work, or your claim balance hits 0, that's when the claim ends. Okay, the Reyes family. I got a message saying that PEUC is done and I won't receive the 300 anymore. But it said it's going to transfer me to my new regular unemployment claim that I first opened when I first applied. Mine doesn't say reopen. It says I will get an email if I get approved. I'm really confused. So it said it's going to transfer me to my new regular claim. It says I'll get an email if approved. I'm really confused. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, but it sounds like maybe you filed a new claim and it is trying to determine if you're eligible. I'm not sure. Annabelle, you're on regular UI, so yeah, yours will continue till one of those 3 scenarios, your benefit year ends, you're back to work, or your claim balance hits 0. That won't include the extra $300 weekly boost. Kira says, if you at your first golden state, you will not get the second. Yep, unless you have a dependent. So weird. Yes, it is a little weird. All they did is they raised the upper income threshold in order for more people to qualify for the stimulus check. So, for example, my adjusted gross income for 2020 was above $30,000. I don't remember above how much, but it was above that between unemployment benefits, the work I had done, the YouTube income money that I had ended up being more than $30,000. And I did have some work in there. It wasn't just from unemployment benefit money. Because I made more than $30,000, I didn't qualify. But um, I made way less than 75,000, so I qualified for the second one, but I didn't qualify for the first one. Okay, Peter, how does the rental assistance work? So you need to apply at housingiskey.com. However, if you're not currently behind on your rent, you need to request assistance for future rent. You need to call the number. I should have had this up and ready, but let's do it now. So if you're not behind on rent and you need help on future rent, the website's also housingiskey.com will take you there, but once it's there, it like redirects to housing.ca.gov, and you are going to call 833-430-2122. And they have reps too, just like the good old EDD, and some of them are going to be better and more helpful than others. I'm going to put this in the chat. Some of them are going to be more helpful than others. Some of them are going to be more knowledgeable than others. And some of them are going to make it seem like you practically have to be homeless to get the assistance, but that's not the case. You should be able to qualify even if you're not late on your rent. I'm also going to pull up the assembly member's number, but you may have to call more than once to get somebody that is helpful. Um, so yeah, but please, please, please call the number. I'm about to drop it in chat. And oops. Hold on. And of course, if you got pending payments, reaching out to your assembly member is one of the best ways to get help with that. I'm dropping the link in chat. Sorry, I'm not good at this multitasking. Give me 1 second. You guys like the video, talk in chat. Okay. Comment pinned. Yeah, the EDD. Ooh, I'm really behind in the chat. I'm going to pin this comment and then I'll get back to your chat so I can catch up, hopefully. The EDD is going to follow up on all the conditional payments, pay now payments that were issued because of pending payments so that you would get paid at some point in time. I am now told that the determination interviews are about 18 to 20 weeks behind. So you guys need to be prepared that if you received conditional payments for your pending payments, that 20 weeks from now, you could get a call from the EDD verifying that you were eligible to receive the payments that they released to you conditionally. However, they should be releasing the pending payments by September 30th. And calling might help expedite that process if you want to sit through the calling the EDD, or emailing your assembly member to get those pending payments pushed through. And I just dropped that in chat and I pinned it as a top comment. Okay, I'm going to scroll back up. CDL is truck driving. Okay. And truck driving, I hear, pays really well, and more women are doing truck driving. All right, I'm really behind. Slap says stimulus package and no stimulus. Check on it. Or they're gonna put it in last minute. Um, they could, I suppose. Are you talking about put it into the infrastructure package? They're not talking about that. And so I think that like something would need to get worse with the pandemic. I think that, if consumer spending drops a lot, if the stock market were to crash, I think those kinds of things would signal to our politicians that, we need an extension, but they're not wanting to do that for the most part. Okay, slap. How come all of a sudden I stopped certifying with a balance after September 4th? Now, long time, no receiving benefits. So after September 4th, most of the programs ended. If you didn't have a balance, then um, if you had a balance that you can't access it anymore after September 4th unless you qualified for the 1 week of Fed Ed or unless you received the DNCP notice. That um what's the word? I'm so tired this morning. That oh my goodness, I lost my train of thought. Unless you receive the DNCP notice, the money gets returned to the federal government. Sorry about that, guys. I think coffee. All right. All right. Slap says, nope. Hold on. Unemployment's not being extended as of yet. AOC proposed it, but it's unlikely to pass. Even she said that. Uh-oh. Okay. I'm just going to scroll up to where I lost my place. So EDD is from Kira. EDD is saying your claim is expired. Continue to certify if there's a week to certify, but it won't let me certify. It's confusing. Most of the programs did end, but if it's telling you that you have weeks to certify, like if it shows a date that you can certify, but then the certification button isn't there, I would call the EDD about that. Uh-oh. How am I so far behind? Jesse, most people on PEUC should have received the last payment. Oh dear. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to scroll up. I feel like I'm just not together on this today. George says, if I got my second Golden State stimulus but not received the first, yeah, so it's either or. If you got the first, you don't get the second one. The second one, if you got that, then you're not getting the first. Jerry, what happens if you're not paid conditional payments by September 30th? I would email your assembly member and have them help push those payments through. I kind of expect that there will be some people who don't get those payments paid. And if you know that you have pending payments, I think at this point, I would recommend not waiting and just going ahead and contacting your assembly member now. Roy says they owe me 14 weeks. How can I get my money? They're all pending. I haven't been paid since June. So that's a perfect example of something that your assembly member can help with. Bella's reminding everybody to like the video. Dodgers are winning 6-0 versus Reds. That's good. George, let's go Dodgers. Well, actually, it just says let's go do, but I think it's supposed to say Dodgers. Kira says, oh, you're asking people to like the video. Yes, let's go Dodgers. Bella V. I never answered your question. I'm confused. Martha says, you've seen my phone number. Oh, yeah, that is not me. Like people impersonate you on YouTube, and it's a huge problem. And since I am back to work, a lot of times I'm probably like giving the people tips now. So don't respond to people that are leaving messages, even if it has my picture. They're fake accounts. I wish YouTube would get it together on that. Okay, let's get it started again. How much should a couple with W-2 kids receive from the second Golden State stimulus? It depends on if you got the first one. So if you got $600, check your bank statements. It would say FTBGSS. If you got $600 from that program already, this time you would only be expecting $500. If you didn't receive $600 from the first Golden State stimulus program, then you would be expecting $600 for you and your wife. That's it. It's a household thing. So 600 plus 500, so it would be $1,100 for you, your spouse, and the 2 kids would be $1,100 total. But if you already got 600, you'd only be expecting 500 this time. And then that is if you met the earnings requirements and the other requirements to receive it. And thank you for the donation. Okay. Darlene says you received an invalid claim for unemployment, and on the bottom it is checked. It does not affect. I already know what that's going to say. The extended benefits. Extended benefits expired. At this point, that box is kind of irrelevant because extended benefits aren't available right now. So if you got the determination of invalid claim 1277 letter, that generally means that you did not have any attachment to the workforce since you first filed your original claim. And that means that you're not eligible until you do show some attachment to the workforce. And then you would need to lose your job, which I don't recommend that. And it would need to be no fault of your own. And you would need to have you would need to have $1,300 at least from a traditional W-2 employer. So yeah, unfortunately, once you get the 1277 determination of invalid claim letter, that means that you're not eligible to receive unemployment benefits anymore. George. Oh, yep, we did George's. Martha, so no more EDD for the self-employed. That's correct as of right now. SXSW says, I'm on DNCP. I hit the reopen button. It says having me fill out a whole new claim. Once you fill that out, it looks a lot like the whole new claim, but once you fill that out, it should populate the dates where you can certify. Lisa says, I was only able to certify for 1 week ending 9/11. So it sounds like maybe you were just approved for that one extra week of Fed Ed, and not any additional weeks, and or your claim balance just reached 0. Peter says, I hope they extended in the $3.5 billion infrastructure bill. Right now, they're not really talking about that. The focus is not there. And I think that by the time they vote on that, they're not going to have enough data. They're not going to have enough data on consumer spending. They're not going to have enough data on evictions and the housing crisis. They're just not going to have enough data yet. I do expect that the unemployment numbers are going to be a lot worse in September. The EDD even said that people that got the one extra week of Fed Ed unemployment benefits, that even though they're not new claims, it shows up in their numbers as a new claim. And with everybody just having their benefits end, I suspect a lot of you guys are filing new claims, and some of you are going to be approved for those new claims. And that's going to make the number be a lot higher. George says, my last payment was $20 and I have a remaining balance of $2. Oh my goodness. Certifying, get your $2. L. Moffat says, there has been no news on the $10,200 tax refund since July. Have I heard anything? Not anything new. However, a lot of people, if you filed your taxes after March 15th, then you wouldn't be expecting a refund on your taxes, because by about March 15th of this year, the computer software that you would have used to file your taxes, be it TurboTax or Karma or Liberty or whoever you used, to file your taxes, already had that in their tax programming software programming. It was already programmed in the computer system, and you wouldn't be expecting a refund. So I'm wondering if that could be the case. Brandon says, what about conditional payments? They should still be letting those out. through September 30th. If you want to try and get it pushed through faster, Brandon, quit saying conditional payments. If you want to get those paid faster, a really good way is by emailing your assembly member and seeing if they can assist you. SXSW says, I don't want to reopen and I'm on DNCP. SX, they better transfer me automatically. You could call them and see if they can help walk you through that and see what they recommend. It is just my understanding that 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 hitting the reopen claim button works. Oops. Okay. Monet says, and this is from 1125, says, I'm on regular UI and I work part-time. I still have to do job search and enter work info. If I skip recording job search on UI online, I'm afraid I will have to go into pending, then have to call. So keep entering work search information. Monet, for you, I want you to find a better full-time job, one that you love and that will work with whatever your circumstances are. And that's I don't think the EDD cares if it's a job that you actually enjoy, but they want you to find full-time work. So yeah, they are going to make you continue putting in your work searches. And if it's a new claim, which should be the only thing right now, you are supposed to need to put it in online. Also, guys, if you are approved for a new claim, they do want you to fill out, they do want you to register on Cal Jobs. So if you're already listing it, just continue to list it. If you like your part-time job, if that's enough income for you, still look for that dream job, but maybe you're looking a little more half-heartedly. Uh-oh. Okay. I'm not sure what V90 is talking about. Something with the bank. You're sorry you couldn't remember the video. Oh, 1111. Did I answer that question yet? I'll scroll back up in a minute. Peter says, I was sent a letter from EDD saying it ended in September 6th and still able and certify my remaining balance. I think that means to say, am I still able to certify for my remaining balance? No, you would not be able to. That money's no longer accessible by you and it would revert to the federal government. Joby says, thank you for helping. You're welcome. If I was accepted for a new UI claim, I have to sign up for CalJobs. Yeah, it's so funny. Maybe I subconsciously saw that. Yeah, you do need to register on CalJobs. Julie says, I reopened my claim. On claim status, it shows I have weeks to certify. A claim amount's over 3,000, but my weekly amount went down over 100. Did anyone else experience this? So yeah, that's what happened with the deferred new claim payment program. So basically, you did qualify for a new claim, but because your weekly benefit amount decreased, they kept you on the extension instead of putting you on that new claim back when you filed. So yeah, your benefit amount. If you were on the DNCP program, it's going to have decreased by at least $25, your weekly benefit amount. So that's your new weekly benefit amount, unfortunately. But yeah, everybody on the deferred new claim payment, DNCP, that's going to be their situation. Darlene says, what do I do if I forgot to put income in for a week that you certified? You're supposed to try and call them and correct that, but that's going to be a little tricky. But that technically is what you're supposed to do. All right. Tony says, on April, my extension finished. And when I called the EDD, they told me I qualified for a regular claim because I had income from last year. That means I can't reapply? Do you mean to say that they told you no, um, on April, your extension finished? So if you already tried to file a new claim and you didn't qualify for a new claim, then you probably wouldn't now unless you had some attachment from the workforce. If they told you that you qualified for a new claim, they should be putting you on it right now or allowing you to file that new claim if they didn't put you on the new claim. Something does not sound right with that. George, does regular UI have extension after your 20 something? It's 26 weeks. No, it does not. And I have to caution people, it's up to 26 weeks. They base it off your earnings, and some claims are not awarded the full 26 weeks. Some claims are only awarded 13 weeks. Ugh, okay. I'm skipping around a little bit. Alex says I got a reapply button and a register or manage existing claim. I was working 2 jobs in 2019. So for that, I would hit the register or manage existing claim and see if you have weeks to certify there. Ba, ba, ba. How's the new Tammy Faye movie? It's supposed to be good. I have not had a chance to see it. Claudia says, reapplied back in June and my weekly went up. Just certified for the last 2 weeks and my status is already paid on a UI claim. So, oh, well, so yeah, UI continues. And it is possible that when you filed your new claim, that the weekly benefit amount went up. So if your program type says UI, you continue to certify until your balance reaches 0. Tell the EDD to transfer me automatically. They should be. George. Oh yeah, we did George's. Okay, I'm gonna scroll down. Oh, to more common. No, to more current comments. Good morning, Francis. If the bill would be approved, when will they say? It's gonna be a really long time. Jerome says I'm in trouble. I can't find work. I was on PUA, so no stimulus. Prayers for a miracle. Yes, I wish for you to have just the best job possible. Okay. R says Orange County Register just posted an article that a couple in Rancho Cucamonga keeps getting mail from the EDD with names of people they don't even know. Yeah, there was a lot of fraud. Pauline says I was on DNCP before September 4th. I thought I was able to certify today, but no, I was told it should kick in for regular UI after September 4th. Do you think I should call and ask why? Yes, if you receive the DNCP notice and you're not able to certify today and you were expecting to, I do think I would go ahead and call the EDD. You guys know they are open today, but I recommend calling Tuesday through Saturday. Yes, just Michael. I did work, or Michaela. I did work for movie theater before the pandemic. I have worked for the same company for over 25 years. Um, I like them, but it was really scary losing my job. Like it just felt like everything could just be ripped out from under you. So I do want to continue YouTube. I do want to continue side hustles and investing. I really want to. I never want to feel again like it's someone else's decision whether I'm able to pay my bills, and so I'm really going to try and push hard to make it on my own. But I'm at the movie theater and I love them. It just was a really scary feeling that if I can control myself from having to feel like that again, feeling like it's someone else's decision, that's what I would like now. But I'm still gonna work until like I can know for sure if I could make YouTube work. And so far, like I don't make that much on YouTube. So I think it's gonna be a long journey for me. Ba, 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 ba. L Moffat says any oh yeah, we did that one. George says I got 600 for each dependent. That's not supposed to be how it works. Unless that's from like a federal. That might be the federal stimulus and not the California Golden State stimulus. Gandalf says, "Can I request previous certs due to ID verification?" Yes, but that's going to be tricky. So it sounds like you would need to request backdating on your claim. Mariah says, I got a letter for qualifying for unemployment on the 9th, and then another letter saying that my unemployment has ended. Then it stated that they'll email me when I have weeks to certify. I'm confused. So, Mariah, I'm starting to see a lot of that right now. I do know that when you file a new claim, it takes about 3 weeks for that claim to process. So maybe that's what they're talking about. Keep an eye on your email, I guess. That definitely is confusing, and I'll try and sort that out and make a video on that in the coming week. Justona says, I'm on a regular UI claim. and was on PEUC extension. My claim was 5/2 and ended 5/20/21. It says that if I didn't make enough wages, they file a new one for me. So it should say that they will file an extension for you. So they don't file a new claim for you. You have to reapply for that. You have to file a new claim for that. So, but you also have to have had some attachment to the workforce and performed some work since filing your original claim in order to qualify for a new claim. So, most of us that are applying right now didn't work since we first got let go and are not going to qualify for that new claim. Uh-oh. All right. I'm just totally scrolling down, I think. Debbie says, as a PEUC W-2 claimant in November, December, I got moved to PUA. Why? It has caused continued disparity to acquire DNCP, etc. All right. Well, I can tell you why, but fixing it is going to be a nightmare. So, what happened was there was back in December. So they moved people to PUA because they were waiting on the programming for the PEUC extensions to be completed. This happened to some people with Fed Ed as well. So basically, the EDD reps that you talked to were like, oh, like, we don't want this person to have gaps in payments while they wait for the computer programming to be put in place. But here's this other program that we can shove them into. So we'll put them into that program so that they can continue getting benefits. But that wasn't really the right thing to do. It was an available option. So even though it wasn't the right thing, they were allowed to do it. And at the time, it seemed helpful because it allowed your benefits to continue without a gap. But really, they should have probably let your payments have a gap. And then once the programming was complete, you could have gone back and received those weeks. So to untangle that, I think what I would do is I would email your assembly member because I think they're going to have better luck at getting that untangled than like just the random rep that you call. By chance, can I speak about what AOC is doing? You totally missed it. I made a really great video on it and I'm really proud of the thumbnail, so you should check that out. But so she is introducing a bill that proposes to have the unemployment date be extended from September 6th, 2021 to end in February 1st, 2022. There's not a lot of support for it. And she just wants them to basically for all the federal programs, she wants them to strike. And I literally think that means like they put a line through it and they put the new date right next to it. She just wants to change that date to all the federal unemployment benefit programs like PUA, PEUC, and the extra $300 weekly boost so that benefits would continue through February. There's not a lot of support for it, and Congress really is focused on other things, so it's really unlikely that it will pass. Jerry says, can you call EDD and ask them to push pending payments through, or we just have to wait? You can call them, and there is going to be some success with asking them to push the payments through, especially if you mention that you're experiencing a financial hardship. But the hard part, of course, is still calling and getting through to the EDD. So that's normally why I'm like guiding people more towards emailing their assembly member because that's the easier way to kind of get it sorted out. Kimberly says, I'm not sure if I have to do a new claim or what, but in my email I just got, it says that it was the ending of benefits. So yeah, if you haven't filed a new claim, then you would need to file a new claim to see if you're eligible for further benefits. Okay. Martin says some pending weeks went to not paid. What happened? So you would need to call them to find out specifically what happened. A lot of times, what happens with the pending weeks, or if they switch to not paid, or if they switch to disqualified, it can be that the EDD realized that they should have had you on either a new claim, but you're still certifying on the old claim, or an old claim, but you should have been certifying on a new claim. So you have to call to get the certifications on the right claim. And it's not anything you did. That's not your fault. but you would have to call to find out why they went to not paid. Okay, no, we're not out of the woods yet. It's a good run. I guess it's time to get back to work. Any talk with the stock market? I do think it's going to go down. September is a notoriously bad month for the stock market. And I think maybe a lot of people that were new to investing used some of their stimulus money and some of their unemployment money to start investing. And I always think that's a good thing. I've got my Webull link in the description down below. It's 2 free stocks. Even if you only make like an initial deposit of $1, you get 2 free stocks. I like the stock market, but September is a notoriously bad month, and I don't want to advise you guys on making any stock choices. I recommend doing your due diligence and like researching companies that you believe in. Okay, the Soul Courtesan says, that's a cool name. It says, after my year ended in June and I reapplied, my award was actually higher than my original award. I was on PEUC Tier 2. I never got a DNCP letter or a denial letter, feeling in limbo. So that's strange because if you truly qualified for the new claim, they should have moved you on to that new claim at that time, especially since it was a higher amount. So unfortunately, I would call them to find out why if you never got either of the letters, because you really should have received one or the other. The DNCP program was only for people whose weekly benefit amount lowered by more than $25, so that shouldn't have been the program. My guess is that maybe there was a 1277 determination of invalid claim letter. Did you have attachment to the workforce? Had you done any work since you filed your original claim? Because if you hadn't done any work since first filing your original claim, you shouldn't have actually qualified for the new claim. Okay, I'm just skipping around. People ready, staffing pays out daily. Okay. Um Martin says simplified staffing, staff force, people ready, just some of them. So are those temp agencies? Yeah, a lot of people are using those. Oh, yeah, temp agencies, hiring left and right, pay starting at 15 to 18. That's not too bad. Debbie says, I have applied 3 times for unemployment. Every time the ID me told me not valid. So I applied the 4th, medical, told me I was receiving unemployment. Oh, Medi-Cal told me I was receiving $345 a week, have received $0. Um, Email your assembly member. The link is pinned as the top comment in the chat and see if they can help you sort that out. Okay. Anne says, is this all just for California? Mainly, that's the unemployment benefit program that I'm most familiar with. The Golden State stimulus is just for California. In terms of like AOC, her proposing to the bill to have unemployment benefits extended, that would be nationwide, but most likely the states that didn't want to participate that ended benefits early would try and do something like that again. So yeah, I don't. Yeah, so Adam wants to know, is PA extending PUA? Don't quote me on. I need to look into that. I have heard. Let's Google it really quick. Let's see what I can find. See if I can find it. Is PA? I'm just going to type extending unemployment. Extending unemployment. Ba, 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 ba. PA shifts extended. I am not seeing that. I'm not seeing anything about Pennsylvania extending it. People were starting to comment that there was a state that was talking about using some of their funding to extend benefits, but my search under Pennsylvania seems to say that everything's still ending. Mariel says on the 15th and now there's gone. Do I have to file a new claim? If your benefit year ended, you need to file a new claim. If you recently filed a new claim when your benefit year ended, You could try to file a new claim, but you would only qualify if you had attachment to the workforce since you filed your original claim. Debbie Hall, how can this PUA versus PEUC be cleared? State Assembly office is confused by this. I would, how would I word that? Okay, so Debbie, this is how I would word that. I would reply back. I would say, you're really my best chance for getting this issue cleared up. I was put on the wrong program by accident. Only had W-2 wages. I was receiving regular unemployment for the first part of my claim. I believe I was mistakenly moved to PUA. It's affecting my ability to receive benefits now. Please help me walk me through the process of getting this fixed because I'm experiencing financial hardship, and see what they say. And Debbie, in your case, if it's really complicated and after you reach out to your assembly member again, you know that both Jenny and I have worked with Daniela Urban for Center for Workers' Rights. In your case specifically, I would recommend contacting their office and seeing if they can help get it sorted out. That's actually kind of what their office does. When I made the video with Daniela, I said, "Hey Daniela, should I encourage people to reach out to you?" And she said, "No. Our office is overwhelmed." But in cases like yours are exactly what their office does, and maybe she could help you. So Google Center for Workers' Rights and give them a call and see if they can help sort it out. All right. Addie B says 11:51. Let me scroll back up to 11:51. You got a letter in the mail. Notice of determination for federal extended duration benefits, Fed Ed. What does that mean? Do I still get UI? No, Fed Ed, even though it would have told you that you got benefits for up to 20 weeks, there was only one additional week left before that program expired. That was the week of September 11th. So it was just for one additional week without the extra $300 weekly boost. Okay. Sky says, how do you file a new claim in Maryland for unemployment? It states you have no more extended benefits. It would be the same process as it was when you first filed your claim, but this is not just for California. You need to have had attachment to the workforce since you opened your first claim. So you needed to have had some W-2 wages since first filing your original claim. Other than that, it's just like filing a brand new claim. There should be an option like apply for unemployment benefits, just like you did when you originally filed. You're welcome, Debbie. Yeah, that sounds like a mess, and I'm sorry about that. I hope they get it sorted out. Sky, your mom passed and now you're the breadwinner. Why can't I get regular unemployment? You would have needed to have enough wages to qualify, unfortunately. I'm sorry about that. And so for the COVID layoff, that most of that's done, you would need to have wages from a W-2 employer to qualify for a new claim. Tech says, "Are there any work from home jobs for people that have health issues?" Yes. And your name is Tech Revised. In the tech industry, there's a lot of work from home jobs. So go to a website of a company you use and scroll to the bottom of their webpage. Click on careers and see if there's any remote work opportunities. So like Turtle Beach, right? They make the headsets for gaming and for people that are working from home. Maybe try them. Maybe try like video game places. I don't know. If your name has suggests that you'd be good in tech, there are a lot of remote opportunities. So just check websites for companies that you use, products that you're familiar with, and check their careers section at the bottom of their website and give them a call if you find remote work. That's really what I'd recommend. Um, so the AOC bill, she wants to extend unemployment to February of 2022, but it's not looking very likely that it's going to pass. Okay, Samantha wants me to do 1202. Scrolling back up. That's a 7. Apparently, I need better glasses. Okay, Samantha says, you received a letter saying I was approved for DNCP after I filed a new claim. Now my UI stated pending, ineligible phone interview. Do you know what happened between that time? I don't, but they should at least be letting you certify for unemployment benefits. And I believe that they should be paying you those pending payments conditionally by September 30th. They're backed up on the phone determination interviews between 18 and 20 weeks at this point in time. Um, so yeah, and it's just an eligibility issue, and those eligibility issues are normally pretty easy to get cleared up once you actually have the phone interview. They just ask you some questions like confirming why you're no longer working and things like that. Um, so yeah, those should be released soon. If you need help getting the pending payments pushed through faster, you can try my claimer link to call the EDD. It wasn't working though earlier. But claimer is a good way to call and get through to the EDD, or just email your assembly member and say, "Hey, I was supposed to be eligible for this new program, but now I'm stuck in pending. Can you help push the payments through?" Yeah, there's not much support for the AOC bill to pass. Andrew says, long shot. When I reapplied after my year ended in February, I was approved. However, my claim was put to invalid claim because I didn't do the whole reapply. My benefit wasn't okay. That's cutting up. If you got an determination of invalid claim number 1277 letter, that normally means that your new claim wasn't approved because you haven't done any work since your original claim. So then you wouldn't qualify for the new claim, but you did cut out there. Okay, Mariel, I'll go back to 1211. I would love, okay, and 1210. 1210 for Vincent and 1211 for Mariel. And then I'm probably going to take off for the day because I got to go see my mom. So Vincent at 1210. I backdated my claim 2 days ago, but they awarded me regular UI. Will the backdate be for the balance I had with PUA or the new super small balance? Okay, so there's a couple different things going on there. One, I'm glad you qualified for a new claim. So that's for a fresh 26 weeks, right? So from September 4th through when your claim balance hits 0, you're going to get the new weekly benefit amount since you qualified for a new claim. For the backdating weeks on PUA, that would be for weeks prior to September 4th. It's taking up to 2 months to figure out if your backdating request was approved. So backdating would be to get benefits for weeks when you should have been paid prior to September 9th, that for whatever reason you waited to file your claim, and so you weren't getting benefits. So and that could take up to 2 months to find out if you're approved for that. So continue certifying, but these are going to be new weeks, and that's going to be at the lower amount. If you're approved for the backdating, that will be at the higher amount, and it should also include the $300 weekly boost 4 weeks prior to 9/4 on your backdating. I know that's complicated, but that's good because you're getting benefits now, and hopefully you'll be approved for the backdating. Da-da-da-da. Okay, Mariel says, I had 3 certifications and my deadline was the 15th of September. I didn't certify because I'm waiting for backdate. Now my certifications are gone. Do I have to file a new claim? I'm not sure why your certifications would be gone, but yeah, I would. So this is kind of the situation that we just talked about. So Vicente, I think I called you Vincent, but Vicente, he filed a new claim and he qualifies. So, yeah, go ahead and file a new claim now if you think that you'd be eligible while you're waiting on your backdating. So, yeah, I'm not sure though why those certifications are just missing. So, on that, I would call the EDD or I would email your assembly member to try and help figure it out. T, you're welcome. You have a job driving for Amazon. Oh, thank you so much. And I hope you love your new job. I hope you get to see lots of friendly dogs and no mean dogs. Um, sc- uh, Kathy says, if we're not back to work 100%, still need unemployment, but have hardly worked any this year, what are we supposed to do? I think they're just wanting us to take on like multiple jobs. It's a little crazy. Francis, we still need PUA for hair salon. We have the most strict rules. We were shut down 14 weeks. A coworker came in with the virus. Oh, Francis, I'm so sorry. I hope you and your family are okay though. Um, I know we're gonna get through this. Okay, Vicente, made perfect sense, but you start work next week. Well, that's also good. Congratulations, Vicente. So yeah, so certify for right now. Maybe certify your first week. See if you're eligible for any money for your first week back to work, your first couple weeks. If it tells you excessive earnings, then it's okay to just go ahead and stop certifying after that. But yeah, so then hopefully your backdating gets approved and congratulations on the new job. Maria says, I saw you can still file for PUA. PUA expired. So people on PUA unemployment claims, they did get messages that said they can reapply if they qualify. And then at the bottom of that message, it says if you didn't earn enough wages to file a new claim, then you don't need to apply. So if you have not had wages, you don't need to apply because you're not going to qualify. If you haven't earned any income, if you haven't worked since originally filing your unemployment claim, you're not supposed to qualify for the new claim. Plethora says, I have a question about the Golden State stimulus too. I didn't receive it. Did you have to have filed your income tax this year in order to get it? If not, is there a chance I get it later? You do need to have filed your income taxes for the year of 2020, but they're giving you until October 15th to complete your taxes. There is a non-filers option, but you need to submit something basically to the IRS in order to get that sent to you. They are still sending out the stimulus checks though. They have until October 15th to direct deposit them. And since you have until October 15th to file your taxes, if you haven't done that yet, then there's up to 45 days after that to receive the Golden State stimulus too. So that's going to be going on all the way through December. There are certainly a lot of people that qualify that didn't get it yet, but they should be expecting to still get it. The Res says, how about the claim status tracker? What's the purpose of that? To confuse everybody and make more glitches and make the customer services reps lives more difficult because they probably don't know what it means either. I'm sorry, I shouldn't joke about this stuff, but like it's done nothing but confuse people. It was supposed to be to clarify things for people, and instead it's just made them worried because for a lot of people it says that they are going to have a determination interview. You've been calling the EDD for almost 3 weeks, but sadly it's hard to reach them. Yeah, so let me give you my calling tips real quick. So, of course, there's Claimer, and they will get you through, but you don't know what kind of rep you're going to get and if they're going to be able to help your claim, and it's still going to be really long hold times. I have a link in the description down below, but yesterday it wasn't working. And they are open today. So, my tips for calling the EDD: call Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, it's certification day, so I think the call volume's higher, and there's rumors that tier 2 reps don't work on Sundays. Mondays, it's the day after certification day. The tier 2 reps are definitely working, so that days there's a lot of traffic as well. So Tuesday through Saturday, either call right when they open at 8 a.m. to about 8:15 a.m. or later in the afternoon from 2:30 to 4 p.m. After 4 p.m., don't call because there's so many people holding to get through that your chances of getting through and getting your claim fixed are not going to be real great. And then I just call the 833-978-2511 number. And from there, after that long intro message, you can still try quickly hitting 134. It's not option 1, option 3, option 4. It's just real quick in a row. Boop, boop, boop. 134. Sorry, I'm a dork. Okay. I would love if Dogecoin went to like $10 because I've got some Dogecoin. I do have a little Ethereum as well. Yeah, V90 is saying just use Claimer. Khalid is saying You have received all benefits payable to you at this time. You cannot file another California unemployment claim until your benefit year ends. What do I do to reapply? So unfortunately, your claim's going to have a benefit year on it. It's got some sort of expiration date. Let's say your claim was you filed for benefits in October of 2020. You can't even try to file a new claim until October of this year. Let's say that you filed for unemployment benefits, your benefit year ended in March of this year. Your claim balance would have probably recently hit zero on your unemployment claim. If you filed in March of 2021 for either your original claim or your new claim and you were approved, then your benefit year would say March of 2022. You can't even try and file a new claim until after March of 2022. So that's kind of the end. And can you transfer your last question as your stream? Oh, answer your last question. And can you ask your question again and just ask it again? Because I saw you were a little active in chat, so I'm not sure which one you need answered. Um, oh my God, V90. I did not buy AMC stock, or funny story. I am going to be teaching you guys about finance, but you guys are going to learn from my mistakes. Bought AMC last year. I bought like 30 shares, I think, at like $2 or something. It hit $6 and I sold. So I, of course, wish that I would have held on to that. I've done that with Bitcoin and yeah, day late and dollar short, Shelly should have been the name of the channel. Da, 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 da. Oh, Anne, can you verify if you collected COVID layoff employment since May? Can you continue collecting in September? I don't think so. I think the programs that allowed you to get benefits through those programs, um, those all expired either September 4th or September 11th. And so at this point, you would need to qualify for a whole new claim and you would need to have attachment to the workforce. So you would need to have wages from a W-2 employer and attachment to the workforce since you opened your original claim. All right. Okay, now we've started talking about Dogecoin, which I do have. And you can trade Dogecoin on Webull, and I've got my referral link in the description down below. That link is working for me. I'm looking at Cardano, which you can also get on Webull, but not on Robinhood. I also have my Robinhood link in the description down below. Like, you get more free stock with Webull, but why not get all the free stock that you can? Okay, the res. I did that 134. It's not working. It always says processing the conditional payment. I don't know how long they're going to process it. So they're supposed to pay out the conditional payments by September 30th. If you're having trouble getting through, email your assembly member. They've been really great at helping people. Maria, DUA is disaster unemployment assistance. So a lot of people's PUA claims actually say DUA, disaster unemployment insurance. Generally, we think of that, for example, for people in California that were affected by the fires would get disaster unemployment assistance. And that program, can't remember if that's in effect for the fires right now. I believe it is. In Louisiana, they've got disaster unemployment assistance right now because of the hurricane that just passed through. So yes, that's what disaster assistance is. Teresa, I filed a new claim last week, but when I sign in now, it's not there. What do I do? So for new claims, when you file a new claim, it takes at least 3 weeks to process that new claim. So that might be why those weeks aren't there. You should be hearing from them shortly. Triple J says, I received a week to certify and got paid 300. And it says I received all payments payable at this time. So yeah, so most of the programs ended except for just regular UI. That one's continuing. Or if you got the DNCP notice, the deferred new claim payment notice, then your new claim would be starting. But if you had PUA, PEUC, extension tier 2, or extension tier 2 augmentation, those all ended already. And FedEd is now over as well. The last week on FedEd, even though people's claim balances increased by like crazy amounts, the last week of FedEd was 9/11. and then all those programs expired. I am a paper hand. I'm gonna not be a paper hand. I'm not paper handing my Doge. I bought Dogecoin. I just checked this morning before I logged on to this live stream. My average cost of Dogecoin is 26 cents, but I missed the opportunity on that. You guys know I'm a member of the Graham Stephan mentorship. So I chat with them every week. Graham Stephan gives me advice on my thumbnails. It is pretty cool. It was investment in myself and an investment in the business to learn how to improve. And we had members buying when it was 4 cents. And I was like, that's a meme coin. But at the time, right, these people were putting in $1,000 when it was 4 cents. I didn't have $1,000 when Dogecoin was 4 cents. I had just been unemployed when Dogecoin was 4 cents. I don't even think I was starting to make money on YouTube yet when Dogecoin was 4 cents. So, but I did buy in, and my average cost is 26 cents now. So I would certainly be happy if it went up. I'm not a financial advisor. I've made some bad decisions. I'm learning. I'm going to take you guys along with that journey. Martha, DNCP stands for Deferred New Claim Payment Program. And you would have received that if your unemployment benefits were reduced, if you were approved for a new claim when your benefit year ended, but your benefit amount decreased by more than $25. However, it didn't say DNCP. I gotta remind me, guys, to start favoriting the things I want to show you so I don't have to scroll my phone. Let me figure out what that notice actually said, because that's not what it said. It said something to the effect of notice of eligibility to remain on unemployment on the pandemic unemployment emergency. Okay, here we go. I found it. Okay, so this is what the DNCP notice says. I'll read it for you because I realize that's super little. Okay, sorry, that probably wasn't helpful because it wasn't able to get big enough. It says notice of eligibility to remain on pandemic emergency unemployment compensation. It says you qualify for a new program, DNCP, but it allows you to stay on your PEUC extension instead of moving to the regular claim, and that your regular claim is on hold until you collect all of the money under the PEUC extension. So yeah, and then it says once you have collected all benefits on your PEUC extension, and if you are still unemployed and eligible, the EDD will automatically start paying benefits on your new regular UI claim. There is no need to contact the EDD. But now it looks like a lot of people that got that notice actually needed to hit the reopen claim button. Hi, Rich. Ooh, Rich, we were just talking about Dogecoin. Rich, do you have Dogecoin? Yeah, and if so, what did you buy it at? I know, V90. I know. I also, when I first got furloughed, I was like, what if I just cash out my 401k and I put $100,000 into Tesla? Also could have been a millionaire. But I would never cash out pretty much my entire 401k and put it all in one stock. But if I would have, millionaire. Um, you found out about Dogecoin at 47 cents. Well, it's back down to about it's at 23 cents today. So, and the reopen claim button would be if you go to register or manage existing claim, then you would see the reopen claim button. If that's missing and it should be there, then you would need to call the EDD. Kenneth, did I vote yes or no in the recall? And which candidate did I choose for question 2? You're going to put me on blast like that? I don't want to share. Is that okay? Maybe I'll tell you in the comments and you'll have to find it. I didn't vote for Larry Elder. I will tell you that. And I didn't leave question 2 blank. I will also tell you that. Because in general, I'm generalizing. Republicans are not normally fond of extending unemployment benefit programs. I don't know. I don't want to get real involved in politics. I was already nervous to put up the AOC video. I'm gonna keep that private. Debbie Hall confirming I'm live on Monday evening at 9 p.m. Yes, I am. Tomorrow night, Monday at 9. Okay, Rosa says, I had to pay taxes in California. I didn't make 75,000. Will I get the stimulus? You should, but according to what I read yesterday, Friday, some of that money needs to have come from a source other than unemployment benefits. It said if your only source of income was unemployment benefits, that you would not be eligible for the Golden State Stimulus 2. You also wouldn't get the Golden State Stimulus 2 payment if you already received the first Golden State Stimulus check for $600. And you would need to look through your bank transactions and see if you got a payment from FTB GSS. If you already got that payment for $600, then you wouldn't be expecting a second one. But they're still sending them out, guys, through October 15th, direct deposit. And then the checks are going out starting in October. And then if you haven't filed your taxes, you have until October 15th to do so. And then it would take about 45 days after that to get the Golden State Stimulus too. So really up to December, they're still going to be sending payments out for that. I need to look at, yeah. Your assumptions are probably correct. So now it's, did I vote yes or no on the recall? Teresa says, can I scroll up and answer your question? Teresa, if you give me the timestamp, I will do that. The res says, I emailed the assembly member already and you didn't get a response. I would follow up. So send another email and just tack on to the original one and then but put it to just say, hey, I sent you guys an email 5 days ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and I didn't receive a response. Do you have any information for me yet? And see if they respond this time. Additionally, Lorena Gonzalez's office, Lorena Gonzalez, I'll say that a little bit slower so you guys can look her up. She represents San Diego. However, she has been helping residents that live all over the state of California. If you contact her office, she's battling breast cancer right now, and her office is still helping people that aren't even in her area. The one, she's just like a saint. She's a superhero. She's just amazing. So if your office doesn't respond after you send them a follow-up email, try emailing her office. Okay. Rosie, you didn't file for unemployment until October. I also received regular Social Security. So yeah, Rosa, I think you may have asked me that in the member only question. So I did answer that right at the beginning. I think if you had the earned income, then you should get that. I think I should have specified that the Social Security recipients, even though they don't get the Golden State stimulus, they get the Golden State grant. I do believe, it's my understanding, that that's only if that was your only source of income. But since you also worked, you should have that adjusted gross income between $1 and $75,000, so you should qualify. They're sending out the payments according to the last 3 digits of people's zip codes. So it's just possible that they haven't gotten to your last 3 digits of your zip code yet. Okay. Bubble Pop Inc. says, since I have to file a new claim, do I have to backdate the new claim or will it just add all backdated benefits? Okay, so let's say that your benefits ended September 4th and you file a new claim today, September 19th. Your new claim would start today and you'd be missing that period between September 4th and September 19th. Well, really September 5th. So September 5th through September 18th. It doesn't count the 4th, and today would be the first day of the new claim. So you would need to request backdating to September 5th. I hope that answers that question. I'm going to do 2 more questions and then go. I said I was going to go 30 minutes ago. Shanika says, what can I do about my claim balance? I had at least 2,000 left. Unfortunately, since those programs expired, you no longer have access to the claim balance. It gets sent back to the federal government. So you won't have access to that. Your path now is really to see if you qualify for a new claim. And you would have need attachment to the workforce in order to qualify for a new claim. And I'm not able to help people by email. If anybody reaches out to you by email that says they're me, They're a fake. Between putting out the content on YouTube that I'm doing and being at the theater full time and then some, like I worked another 12-hour shift this week. It was drama. Had to call the popo to the theater. Is everybody's okay? Nothing major. But yeah, it's been a week, so I don't have like the time that it takes to help individuals through email. I'm really sorry about that. Okay, Teresa, well, you said 3:31, but I don't have. But it's only 12. Is it 12:31 that I need to look at? Maria, my friend wants to know if you are on disability, will you get the stimulus? So it didn't say for SS, that's SSDI, right? Social Security Disability Insurance. It didn't specifically say, but wait, hold on. I'm lying. I actually want to say, hold on. Let me just, before I tell you wrong, let me look up my information on that. So I just screenshotted that for yesterday. I got to put these in favorites. I just said I was going to favorite that other letter and then I didn't. Okay, income excluded from California AGI is Social Security, CalWorks and CalFresh, Supplemental Security Income SSI, State Supplementary Payment SSP, SDI, and VA benefits. So yeah, state disability income is not going to count towards California's adjusted gross income, according to this article that I'm reading, which is right from their website. So that would not be that source of income. I don't. My mom wants to take me grocery shopping, so I think we're going grocery shopping. That's like our big day. And I need groceries, so I'm happy to go grocery shopping with her. Okay, Teresa, 12:31. Okay. I'm going to do Teresa's question, and then that's probably going to be the last one for today. Teresa says, it normally shows the date you put in your new claim, but that isn't there. I also didn't receive an email after I reapplied, but I still had a balance when my benefit year ended. So it doesn't really matter if you had a balance when your benefit year ended, so that you wouldn't have access to. If it's not showing you the date that you put in a new claim, rather than call the EDD because it's impossible to get through, honestly, I would email your assembly member. I wish sometimes I had better answers for you guys, but I would email your assembly member and I would say, hey, I filed a new claim, but it doesn't seem to be in the system. Can you check to see if the EDD successfully received my request for a new claim and let me know the status of that? I'm experiencing financial hardship and I am really hoping that I'm approved for that new claim, and see what their response back to you is. That would be my advice on that. Okay. I think that's going to be it for me today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching Shelly's Millions. I'll see you next time.